All right, welcome to the Stampscapes lab. We're going to be making another photo stamping reflection card here. I really love doing these. Kind of got on a little bit of a roll here with them with the recent prints that I got back. We're going to be using the aisles set here, a couple of those off of that. And we're going to be doing some kind of scenario a la, in the spirit of maybe what I see as the like Baja Peninsula type of thing. Uh, my dad, my dad's favorite, I guess his favorite thing to do was fishing. That was his like main hobby, and he went down to Mexico a couple times. I think he went to Acapulco or something like that. Definitely Cabo San Lucas a couple times, going for different types of fish. I think he was going for wahoo or something like that. But anyways, we're going to use these aisles kind of like in the distance, and he'll be fishing on some, I don't know, near shore type of scenario here. I'm going to be making my impressions. My photo print here is on from shutterfly.com, okay, and it's on this printed paper. It's not so much photo paper, okay? They're printing on like regular paper and like giving it this really super shiny, glossy coat. There's glossy photo paper too, but this is not photo paper. I've realized, okay, I didn't know about that. I just went into it thinking that it was a photo paper like any other, developing place that I've ever had over the last, 20 years or whatever, when you started, when you order your prints and print it at a Costco or something like that, it's coming out of that machine there, which is photo paper. But Shutterfly is using the same stuff that they make their photo books out of. They're printed on back and front and back side. When I realized that, it was like, oh, is that what they're doing for their prints? Okay, so all that being said, I have to use stays on ink on this type of print. If you're printing on standard photo paper, okay, then you don't have to use stays on ink. You can just use any kind of dye-based ink, all right? And we have our little aisle up there, okay. And let's go for a little slightly different one. I'll put this one. This is a little bit too big of a block for that, I would say. And stays on ink again. I'll be using stays on ink for all of my impressions, even on my silver foil area. All right, this is just one of the smaller aisles. I'm gonna put it down a little bit lower here. Okay, now that one I got a big air bubble in here. Okay, it's not on the image, but sometimes when you stamp out silhouette types of shapes or objects, you get this air bubble in between. It kind of drives me a little bit nuts, like that, where you can see it didn't stamp out right there in the middle of that, because these types of papers like this, they're non-porous, okay? And it's like stamping on top of glass, but all I do is I just take a Sharpie pen and I just fill it in like this. For those silhouette stamps, it only happens with the silhouette stamps that are just all solid. So just keep that in mind, It happens to me all the time, but I just kind of fill it in. All right, so we'll work into this. I'm going to have this. Man's heart away from nature becomes hard, quote. Dad kept pretty busy. He used to go, like, hiking, or, I don't know, not really hiking, but taking a walk. He'd do this, like, really brisk walk around the grounds of this, make sure that's on straight here. Or on this mission, you know, Spanish mission in Lompoc called La Purísima. And he'd do that and play bridge, but I don't know. Things that he really enjoyed doing was fishing, so mostly saltwater. But I guess, I don't know, that walk was outside, so, you know, he liked getting out. We'd go fishing when I was a kid in the Sierras and go freshwater fishing for trout, and we'd do surf fishing, you know, growing up to going for perch. And then later on, my dad started going for abalone, and we would do some clamming, all kinds of different things like that. So a lot of outdoor types of things. So man's heart away from nature becomes hard. Maybe I can replace that with dad's heart, you know, away from nature becomes hard. So I don't know, you can see where my love of nature comes into play, you know, maybe a little bit. I wasn't really like a fisherman though. But like I said, I did go out with them a couple times. Well, always when we were kids, but later on, you got some hiking, fishing friends that had like a boat, you know, and they would go deep sea fishing, going out for halibut, mackerel. All right, so we're going to do this foreground slope right here. Stays on ink. Now this one right here is a tonal design, so I'm hoping I don't get that kind of, I don't know what they call it. It's not like fisheye, but just that having that kind of air pocket in there. I kind of hold this down a little bit longer. Stays on ink does dry pretty fast now. You don't want to press too hard because you don't want the ink to squeeze out from the stamp. You want it to, you know, stamp nice and evenly, okay? And remember, if you stamp harder, I mean, it's not going to press the ink into the surface, okay? Like you could if it was like porous cardstock or something like that. So remember, it's kind of like, imagine yourself like stamping on glass or something like that. All right, but see, a nice tonal image stamps perfectly on top of this. Okay. Now, in that Baja Peninsula like that, you do get different types of cacti. And I think I will go for some of this organ pipe cacti. Looks like that. And I'll put it on here and just kind of flank this, and I'll put my little figure down there. I've only been to, I did go to Cabo San Lucas once with a couple friends. And there's that famous beach out there that you take a boat ride to right at the tip of the end of the whatever peninsula. And this friend of mine, one of my friends, is one of those friends that I took scuba diving with in college. And we didn't go scuba diving, but we brought our mask fins and snorkel, and we just went out for a quick little snorkel, skin dive, they call it, without the gear, you know, scuba gear. It was just amazing to see, like, just this area is just teeming with super colorful fish, and just in abundance. It was really amazing. It's almost like swimming in a saltwater hobbyist's aquarium or something like that. It was really amazing. All right. So see, there's like a couple little air pockets right down in there where it didn't stamp out. I'll just fill that in with a Sharpie pen. And I'll put another one of these right here, maybe a couple like that. This isn't like the exact type of cacti that you would see down there, but I took a look online. There's like something similar looking. It looks like they have some, if they're not saguaros, they kind of look like them a little bit, but then there's like some other cacti that kind of looks like this one in that peninsula, and then that we have to get, kind of technical and here or something like that. But I do want to make something kind of reminiscent of some of the imagery that I've seen from down there. You type in like something like Baja Peninsula cacti, and you can see some different coastal photographs. It's really pretty cool. There's something to be said. When you think about like deserts, most people aren't thinking about like a coastal desert region, you know what I mean, where you can use your cacti, next to like a sea, ocean, type of environment. But, you really can. And, that peninsula is just, one of those, such locations that you can depict, a very water-based, desert scenario. Okay, so I'm stamping this one a little bit lower like this. Okay, taking a look over here. These ones stamped out really nice and solid. So I didn't get that kind of air pocket, type of situation. But I did right there. So again, we'll just take my Sharpie pen and just fill in like that. And it's all good. Let's see, right over here. Oh, that was like a little piece of tape or something stuck to my silver. All right, so we have this right here. Let's take a look and see where we are. All right, look at that. It's like a fisherman's paradise or location right in here in this water area. So, that being said, here's our little fisherman right here. I think I'm gonna put them like right here. Definitely a fisherman's paradise, one of the things, about being a rubber stamper. I mean, you can really set up kind of some pretty ideal looking, whatever, visual scenarios for, in this case, fishermen, hikers, just people out taking a walk or something like that. We can be doing it in any kind of weather, under any type of sky, time of day. We had those amazing northern lights. When was it, last month? You'd have someone going out for a night walk underneath the amazing northern lights. Even pressure on this, don't press too hard because see that little rod right there? You don't want to press too hard on that. Otherwise that rod's going to get kind of smashed down. There's fishing pole. Okay. There we go, like that. You can stamp on silver cardstock too for, some pretty interesting types of scenes. And sometimes I use like silver or white ink on just the top of the type of surface. It turns it into a really festive surface. It's really good for things like Christmas cards, something like that. All right, so that is, I'm not doing too much up here because in that Baja area, you're not gonna have like a bunch of trees or something like that on top. That's supposed to be a distant island. It's probably like miles and miles away, but just a fun little scenario like that. I'm trying to think if I want anything else in here, like some little I use my tiny rock small a lot, but I think I'm just going to leave it like that. Okay, but I do want to add in a little, just slight twist on my impression in the background. And that'll be done with our white pigment ink. We have a lot of white in here. Okay, so I'm going to add where the white meets something darker. I'm just going to put a little bit of this light on this distant isle like this, okay? So it's almost like I'm taking this mist from the clouds, this illuminated mist, moisture in the air, which is what clouds are, right? They're light reflecting off a bunch of moisture. So what I'm doing is I'm kind of putting it right on top of this island like this. So it's like the light is coming down like that. Now it's going to be different for every photograph. All the photographs are a little bit different. So that's why, I usually like it coming in from over here, but I think that looks pretty cool like that. So what you're doing is you're taking, kind of in a sense, you're taking the lighting that's happening in the clouds and you're putting it over this isle like that. So what you're doing is you're enveloping our image in that moisture and light. So it looks like it's a little bit more incorporated into the scene, doesn't it? Look like that? Or incorporated into the photograph, I guess in this case, or you can call it just the background, like that. But look at that light on there now. I think it really enhanced the spirit of it or something like that. So like that right in the background. It's just this little tweak, it's kind of fun to do like that. Sometimes, if this area was like really dark down here, like, what I mean? If it was a different photo, or maybe if I didn't have that aisle there, I don't know. I don't know if that would be dark enough, but you can take that stamp and you can stamp it like in white ink down on the silver, and it would look like that quote is kind of floating on the water surface. If you have a StazOn white, it would stick down there, but if you stamp that in like a Brilliance white, you would have to spray seal it. So anyway, so thinking of you, Dad. Reeling in the big ones. I don't know, whatever. Oahu, they didn't go out on a little boat like that. They go out on an ocean, whatever, a chartered boat, when they're going down there. But and just a little solitary. If I don't have like a party boat, I don't know. That would change the spirit of the piece too. But let's see here. I guess I can tape. I'll just tape this in right now. That's a little bit wet, so I need to be careful about that. I'm going to say, did I use up? No, this still has tape on it. All right, just have this, fold it like that, and then just slide it in. This is how I put in the silver one too. And really get that butted up really well against that area, and then just lay down like that. Tap down nicely. And you have your card. These prints right here aren't exactly 6 inches. It kind of drives me a little bit nuts, so I'll cut this part off to make it nice and flush. But you might ask, okay, well, what do you put on the outside if this is the inside of the card? No, this one is like a Father's Day type of scenario, so the thing that I would do is I would put like Happy Father's Day up here, or you can like stamp maybe in, now I'm doing this on white paper, you can have whatever color paper you want to, but it would be interesting, I can have a fish right here or something like that, or if you have a fish hook, that'd be really interesting. Some sort of fishing type of element, that would be nice, or the cacti would be a good one out here, or you can write just, Happy Father's Day, or you can stamp it too, something like that, whatever you want. sometimes you do it like this. You go like Happy Father's Day right here with like a fish or something like that. And on the back of the card down here, they open it like this, and here's this big climax or something like that. And the end would be like a little fishing hook or something like that, or a little worm. So they are fishing net. You know what I mean? You can do anything like that. You can do this kind of sequential piece of like a 3 visual type of spread, kind of introduction, whatever, body and conclusion, right? And it's like a movie. You kind of build up, the drama. So it's like you see like the inside of it, or the front of it, then you see the inside. It's the big, reveal, and then the back. So yeah, this is just a really simple, really super simple card. And this is a cloud figure up here. I think doing something, if this was like the wood grain up here, you can stamp on the wood grain paper. I think that would be pretty interesting. Look real craftsman-y, with the wood grained. And the wood grain paper like this too. That almost looks like these patterns in the clouds or something like that. And I think that would be pretty interesting as well. You can do it, pair this one with a gold reflective area down here. And I think that would look really nice because this is already a warm pattern, and you can do it over gold, a reflective gold. Okay. But on this one right here, I just wanted to keep it pretty simple. It's fairly stark or something like that, but it's kind of in the spirit of Dad, the memory of Dad, and I just kind of wanted to keep it a little bit more airy and light and just really simple. Doing something that Dad enjoyed to do, especially if he caught, something. But yeah, I'll do some sort of like Alaskan, fishing scenario or something like that. I think I've done that before on past Father's Days, because that was an area that, a state that he always wanted to go to eventually. Probably, I don't know what he was thinking about. Probably halibut, though. You see these people like reeling in these like halibut that weighed hundreds of pounds or something like that. But I think he always kind of, had that in his mind from a really young age. I remember him picking up books on Alaska, but like I said, he never made it there. But like I said, he did make it, here. So maybe I'll do another one before Father's Day. And so achieved location, and one that he's maybe fishing at now, which is reeling in those big ones in Alaska territory. All right, so thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the card and kind of this entire format like this, and hope you see the kind of the simplicity that is this type of card right here. You see my little reflection like that in the card like that a little bit, but they're really fun to do, and they can be pretty dynamic, I mean, you can't do this or achieve like that quite, that type of thing. Certainly different looks though, from a white piece of paper. But this is something that's, a really good option for something that's really fast to do and can be quite dynamic. So I'd really encourage you to give it a try and see what these reflection cards, can do for you in a very short span of time. All right, thanks for watching.